It's week 9 of the National Football League, and we've got the Black Knights leader at quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Black Knights and the Bears on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at the Londoners as they get ready here. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears. But a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick, but I'm betting that he continues the streak in this game.
Sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete. You look at this Bears defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
That was a nice play right there, but overall this season, it's been an absolute disaster. A total lack of communication on the back end. They need a leader who can put this team, this unit, on his shoulder pads and carry them to the right spots.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. He finds his man, complete. That's Wade. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Black Knights put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Now the extra point. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his effort.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. So Charles already down 7-0 early. They opt to take a shot there on the first play of scrimmage, but that plan backfires.
That feels a little bit like last week's loss lingering into this game, doesn't it? You know, you're down 7 already. You lost last week. It's almost like they were trying to get it all back in one shot, trying to take a big chunk play right out of the gate.
The Black Knights offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. They'll roll him out right. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Off the play fake. Avery. Touchdown! A great play there. With his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Black Knights have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. But you look at this defense. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
The best defenses I know, they draw lines in the sand and say you're not going to cross that. For most of them, it's 100 yards of total offense. It didn't quite accomplish that, but still a pretty darn good game last.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carry from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
Under pressure, they got him again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 36. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. London about set to take over on offense. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. On first down, Bryant. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bryant.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Bryant. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
Here's a give up the middle. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
3rd and 5.
Looking to throw. Avery. Touchdown! From 10 yards out.
And the Black Knights take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. And he's in the midst of a very solid season, currently 2nd in the NFL in passing yards. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Here's Williams. That pass taken in by Burks.
So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had 1 pick. Could have been his 2nd, but instead it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
London about set to take over on offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Off play action. Avery. He finds his man. Complete. It's Wade. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That'll put him over 100 yards receiving now here in this first half of action. They'll look to throw here on first down. Wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown! A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Black Knights continue to pull away here in this first half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 28-0. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. To throw, it's Williams. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Working out of the gun, Williams. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Williams from the gun on third down. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. 13 yards on the return there after a punt of 57. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Black Knights offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way, because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Avery. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown! A great effort there. 72 yards. And the Black Knights will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes this 35-0 now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
From the gun, here's Williams.
Forced out to his left. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
On play action, here's Williams.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
Throwing is Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The tight end in motion right. A final shot before break. Avery. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Bryce Young, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. 31-10 was the final score. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already.
Okay,
Final
Coach, thanks as always
being made
to you
for the
in
second
in Orlando,
half. Whether they'll amount to much in the game, it's already pretty well decided. Well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll go play action here with Williams. Looking deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Up the middle they go. Byer. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Williams. Steps away to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now a handoff up the middle. Fair. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
And this will be taken at the 13. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Black Knights offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And touchdown! A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Black Knights are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done. It's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Bears offense ready to get going again. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, Okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charlie.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard. But more importantly, it leads to fourth down. Welcome back now here in London. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Fielded just inside the 20. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as... And he will take it in for the touchdown. A great effort there. 34 yards.
And the Black Knights continue to pour it on here in the fourth. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Second and 10. To throw, Williams. A pass complete to Odunze.
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The offense on third down tonight, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3.
To the air, Williams.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And boy,
He is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been terrific so far. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bryant. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, Bryant, and he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. 128 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
That one good for 16 as the drive continues. They'll run on first down. It's Bryant, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Up the middle they go. Bryant. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Off the play fake. Avery. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So that is going to tie an NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. It was first done by Sid Luckman of the Bears in 1943, then by Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 54, and now that mark equaled here in this one. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. It's complete. Burks.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for the